You are watching the number one podcast in the whole entire wrestling community on YouTube. I'm one of your hosts, Juan.
And I'm your other host, Jean Paul Leek.
And together we are
Rope Break.
Rope Break family. How's every single one of you? Friday, April 17, 2020. It's a Friday, so we're ready for some bullshit. Not too much bullshit this time.
Yeah. I
No.
mean, I would say it was like a sandwich made of with bullshit bread. The opening of the show was a little bit and the ending of the show with the winners of the main event was a little
Yep.
But otherwise, a decent SmackDown.
Not too bad. We got a lot of bit of a good storyline. Like, for example, Sonya Deville shooting at Mandy Rose. That was pretty great. Storyline with Otis seems to be carrying on. We got another promo for the mystery hacker. So that was also very interesting. And also, we get to know that, the Money in the Bank is going to be held. They're going to have to start in the WWE headquarters and climb up all the way up. It's going to be a big, big ladder. So a lot of news from WWE. Good promo by Jeff Hardy. They're going to keep hyping him up and everything. But before we start, thank you to all the new subscribers, all, present now, forever. Thank you to every single one of you. Thank you for the love in every single one of our videos. Special shout out to Mark Garagozo, one of our fans right there. Thank you so very much, Mark. Thank you for the love and support. He says he loves the show. He was inspiring us, pushing us to do better. So thank you so very much to you. And Jean-Paul Leek. The show starts with something a little cringy. And we were like, why? 5 minutes, you already give me reasons to change the channel. And like you said, bullshit bread. You came up and the bread was already rotten. It was green. It was moldy. Mm-hmm. It was like, should we use this or should we throw it away? So I'm going to call the bread guy one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a
flash. But yeah, these sesame seed buns are done. There was a hole in the bag.
Let's throw it away,
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, the tag team champions, they come out because we're going to have a moment of bliss. And they're really happy that they're champions. You can see that was a little cringy because I think they took them one or two minutes more. You could see how they sat down and they were like, oh, they didn't go right away to business. So then they brought up Braun Strowman. Alexa's really happy because they remember the days of the Miz Max Challenge and how they were team big, small, big, big, small, whatever.
Yeah, team little, big, or whatever. And that is the whole cringy part of it is just the interaction with, our new Universal Champ and Alexa Bliss, and it's please, can we get anything else? I'd rather see Elias than this. And unfortunately, we did, also see Elias during this show as well. So maybe I retract that statement of saying I'd rather see Elias. But this opening segment was just awful.
Exactly. So also Nikki Cross confirmed that they're going to have a tag team championship match next week against Dana Brooke and against Carmella. So that is already official. And then Blaze she brought up the fact that on Money in the Bank, they're going to have a match. Braun Strowman is going to have a match against Bray Wyatt. So then they show a clip from last week how Bray Wyatt was oh, remember you got to give me whatever was on your shoulder. You're going to give me your title back. It's my title, so I want to have a match with you pretty much.
And he's like, you have something I want. He's like, it's right there on your shoulder. Give me that. And, hopefully they do the right thing, the smart thing, and they just boom, boom, Strowman, all of his title reigns, very transitional, give the title back to the person who should have never lost it, the Fiend.
Thank you so much, sir. And then Braun says he used to be part of his family, but he wants to forget about that. He's achieved everything on his own, and Bray didn't create him. He said Wyatt is a manipulator who makes people doubt their reality as a whole. If he wants challenging for the title, then he said he can only get these hands. And the one thing is I think they should have do a shot at the hands, but they couldn't. They couldn't pan the camera a little down. So they tried because you could see for a second it was going down and they couldn't go down. Yeah. So he just they keep the face. So pretty much that was it. And then Braun notices that there's a gift by one of the turnbuckles. And he said,
but it's funny. I'm pretty sure he was because he was sitting and he was facing Alexa, and the package was behind him. So there's no way he would have saw that.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
he calls out a package that there's no way he would receive. He's like, "Oh, would you get me something?" It's like, well, "Oh, what do you have eyes in the back of your head?"
Yeah, pretty much. So like he notices that there's a gift right there. He says, "Thank you, Alexa. Thank you for getting me something you shouldn't have. With a cup of coffee, I was good." And then
Mhm.
she goes, "I didn't get you anything. What do you mean?" And then Nikki, did you get him something? No, I didn't. So then he goes and like gets the package like that was right next to the turnbuckle, opens it up, and then he finds like the black sheep mask.
Mhm.
He finds that, and then Alexa and Nikki in the most cringy way. Oh, let's go. Yeah, like that's how you win an interview. In the interviewer,
Yeah,
that's what
just
we're gonna do with
uh,
Cha Cha Charlie with Bean Steele. We find something, all right, done. So they can stay within the camera. So, and then Braun was looking at that, and then you could hear like Bray Wyatt's like laughing. He was laughing the whole time, and that's how we went to commercial. So a little bit of cringy, I will say. What are your thoughts on this?
yeah, definitely. I mean, everything with Bray Wyatt. I don't think Bray Wyatt and the Fiend, any of this is cringy at all with Bray, but just with Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, how she's like, oh, like overly hyper and excited and all that, mixing with Alexa Bliss. To me, Alexa Bliss always seems very uncomfortable on camera. I mean, she obviously, she's very attractive and this and that, but just like when she has to speak, she seems like uncomfortable. I don't know if she doesn't like, especially during these interviews, when she's cutting a promo, or like for a match or something, it's not so bad. But especially during these like interviews, moments of bliss, she always just seems very uncomfortable out there. And Braun Strowman, to me, unless he's just coming out and like roaring or screaming, I don't really want to hear what he has to say. Last week wasn't bad with Nakamura. I mean, this week, everything he said about the Fiend wasn't bad, but of course, when he's like, "Oh, come on, Alexa Bliss, you remember Team Little Big, blah blah blah, all this other bullshit that nobody cares about." That's what killed it for me. I was like, "Okay, I'm out of here. I'm done." You know what I mean? So, like I said, the Fiend at Money in the Bank needs to beat him, mandible claw, 1, 2, 3, get the title back on the Fiend because there's only one guy who I want to see the Fiend drop it to.
Oh, you want to Roman? No,
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 no, no, no,
no.
not Roman, not Roman. The
Please,
redemption story next week. The redemption story. That's
that's
who he's
right.
dropping it.
That's right. That's right. Jim
No,
Hardy. That's
no
good.
more words. No more
No
words.
more words,
Done.
only championships. That's
Yep.
what we want to do. So, yeah, like again, like you said, I agree with you. Like it's kind of cringy. Alexa is really great when she's heel. When she's against people, when she has to
Yep.
make fun of people, there's no crowd, so it's more difficult. But like you said, I think the moment of bliss when she has to host and everything, I don't know if it's Nikki or maybe it's just her and Braun. I don't know. It just came out very cringy for me.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you say like the last moment of bliss as well? She just felt uncomfortable. That's what I mean. It's just like, Alexa, just take a deep breath. Like it's legit. There's literally nobody out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're just here. Like these are your friends, your coworkers. Like she just seems very uncomfortable. Like she doesn't want to be here. Like she can't wait for this segment to be over. I mean, don't worry, Alexa. I feel the same way.
Yeah, it doesn't seem well. I will tell you
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I agree with you. So we go to something that it was important to see because if this girl that like she had to, we actually saw her dad going in an episode of Dark Side of the Ring, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, because we saw Tamina Snuka going against Sasha Banks, and of course the stipulation was that if Tamina wins, then she will have a championship match with Bailey. So this match actually was not bad. I will say not bad. It was like a little bit of back and forth between them. But I was thinking Sasha was going to win. And then they
Yeah, I mean, to
pulled the
me,
Isaiah.
yeah, I mean, you say it's not bad. To me, if I'm being honest, I really didn't care. I mean, going into this, what are you going to do? Like, the main story is obviously going to be Sasha and Bailey, but you need to get to that at some point. So Tamina she's going to be the stop in the middle. So to me, I was like, well, Sasha's going to lose. So Tamina, gets the shot. And then there's going to be something where Bailey's going to get through Tamina. What is Tamina going to be the SmackDown Women's Champion? No. So Bailey's going to get through her, and then eventually it's going to be Sasha Banks. But, Tamina, like I said, does anybody care? Like, I honestly feel with everything WWE, they love about being controversial. I feel they were like, oh, we're going to start pushing Tamina because, what's debuting next week, next Tuesday? They started pushing her last Friday. It's like, what's our, like, from the Sunday ago, WrestleMania, what's debuting soon? The Jimmy Snuka Dark Side of the Ring. They're not oblivious. Tamina was sitting on the shelf, probably healthy for how many months doing nothing. Oh, this is coming up? Okay. Then by the time she loses at Money in the Bank to Bayley, and this might even happen before Money in the Bank. By the time she loses to Bayley, people will forget about that Dark Side of the Ring episode, and then Tamina can go back to catering. See you later. We'll ask you to work again in another 6 to 8 months. Thank you.
Yeah, and when there's another episode of something you related to.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, I think the same way as you were saying. Just because Tamina's never been like portrayed like in a prominent matter. I wouldn't say that like she was ever like a main event talent or anything. I remember there was one time that she went for like the Divas Championship, but this is like 2011. Can
Yeah.
you imagine that? 2011 against
Now,
Fiend.
now, see, this is what I would have done back when they were both, like a year, a half ago. I would have put Nia Jax and Tamina in the tag team and had them been a dominant tag team. And they could have been a tag team. Oh, they're legit. They win the belts. Who can beat them? And then you do the age-old thing where it's like both of them are monsters, that the only way that you can beat them is kind of like them self-destructing. And then you feud the two of them. And then, boom, whoever wins that can maybe challenge for, the women's championship. Because it's like, oh, who's the better monster of the monsters? Oh, okay, well, Tamina wins, Nia wins. Then they challenge whoever is the champion. But, WWE, they never go through with that because they never like to do anything that makes sense.
And also, like in this situation, Lacey Evans is the one coming out because they want to keep prolonging that feud with Sasha Banks and Lacey. So that's what we're going to go over, like the last spots in the match. Banks tried for a slingshot move, but then Tamina slapped her down. Then they went on the outside, and Bayley tried to distract her. But then so Banks can push Tamina against the ring post, and then Bayley was about to get involved, but nah. So like
you love it. You love it.
I do. I love the theme song. So Lacey Evans runs down and hit a flying forearm up to Bayley, but then Tamina landed a super kick on the inside, and then she pushed Sasha back in the ring, and 1, 2, 3, and done. Normally, everybody kicks out of the super kick, but then Sasha, for unknown reasons, like she didn't.
Sasha, I mean, I could be wrong. Sasha could be a lifer in WWE, but I feel like as soon as she goes on to somewhere else, she's gonna be like the most, no pun intended, because she's the legit boss, but she's gonna be one of the most legit women's wrestlers out there. I feel like she jobs so much in WWE. And I'm not the biggest Sasha fan. Sasha is definitely not my favorite female wrestler, but I feel like she's better than, the roles and the, everything she's been given, especially these past, 2 years.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Imagine, out of the 4 horsewomen, right? Who's the only one that doesn't have gold? Her.
Yeah.
Who's the only one that hasn't accomplished? I mean, she's been the champion. NXT, she's been Raw Women's Champion. She's been Tag Champion, but who's the only one that hasn't really evolved from what she was a year, year and a half ago?
So I think with her losing here, before I said if she turns on Bayley, then Bayley would be face, because it's like, oh, you're betraying me. But I think the way that they're doing it now, because Bayley was on commentary and they're pretty much saying, oh, Bayley, you're sacrificing your friend, this and that. And Bayley's like, no, we're legit. And it's like, oh, well, what if Bayley wins tonight? Does Bayley get a title opportunity? And she's like, oh, no, Bayley just gets the respect back from all the fans and the doubters out there. Sasha, excuse me. So, so with Bayley saying all that, it's almost like I feel like they're going to go where they're going to turn Sasha heel, or Sasha face, excuse me, and then I think Sasha will be the one to take the title from Bayley. That's the way I hope they go.
And it makes sense. It makes sense, like you're saying, because she kept evading the question. She kept evading, and she's like, "Oh no!" Like you said, oh, she gets the respect back. So you clearly are seeing how they're pointing the arrows to. So, like I said, Tamina gets the win. So Lacey Evans was shown backstage, and then Charlie Caruso grabbed a word with her, and Evans says that Banks got a taste of her own medicine tonight. My daddy told me. Yep. And then she said, wherever Sasha goes, she goes. And then she's not only a U.S. Marine, but also she's gonna lace it up, and then she's gonna have a mission that she needs to complete, or is a mission that completed mission, and she has the I don't want to say a tattoo, but she has a thing that says no Sasha.
On her hand. Yeah, she has Sasha written on her hand, and then it has it's crossed out. So it's like, so Sasha, it's Sasha. We gotta eliminate Sasha. We gotta take her out. No more Sasha.
Women's rights.
That women's rights coming for her.
Yep. So I mean, and later on, also we found out that they're gonna have a Money in the Bank qualifying match. It's gonna be the two of them. So if you're saying this along those lines, it might be that like I'm saying Lacey wins, and then Tamina loses to Bailey, and then like Sasha will be the one appointed to be in the Money in the Bank in the women's championship match. I will say that maybe they'll take a few more months to do that, but like I can really see the plan that you're saying. At the end of the day, Sasha's going to be the one taking the
Yeah.
title from Bailey.
See, if anything, I would have the way I would do it is Sasha beats Lacey. Sasha's in the match and Sasha wins. And then let's say you book Bailey and Tamina at Money in the Bank. You have Tamina lose, Bailey retains. Then you have Bailey and Sasha Banks. Sasha has the briefcase, Bailey has the belt. Sasha or Bailey is now in constant fear. She's like, "Oh, Sasha's my best friend. We're legit." And then commentary can be like, "You know, she can cash in at any time, right?" And it's like, "Oh no, she won't. She's legit, right, Sasha?" And then Sasha would just give her that look, like, "You know,
Like sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah." Like, okay, yeah, whatever you say. You know what I mean? So that's how I would do it. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Lacey Evans wins next week.
It might be. Like you're saying Sasha, I'm saying Lacey. We'll see what happens next week. So
Mm-hmm.
Jean Paul, very simple match. 5 seconds. Sheamus goes against Denzel Dijournet. So that was really match.
Who?
Denzel, another enhancement talent. I don't know why they keep doing this, but like Sheamus went really stiff on him, bro kick and done, and then Michael Cole. Michael Cole was talking about again Jeff Hardy, and like we mentioned last week, the feud that it seems to be a point is going to be Sheamus going against Jeff Hardy. Because Sheamus is like, why you have to talk about him? What about the
To me,
Celtic
it's legit.
Warrior? Yeah. So he's like, what about the Celtic Warrior? Like he wasn't happy and not a fan of Jeff Hardy, so he won't be disrespected, fella. That's what he says. He's like all pissed off because they keep pumping Jeff Hardy, and was like, what about me? I
Mhm.
have also the same
Yeah,
accolades that Jeff
he's like
Hardy has.
Michael Cole. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "I haven't even left the ring." And you're already saying, "Oh, we're gonna see the next story," and Matt Hardy's, whatever, blah, blah, or Jeff Hardy's, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna see the next story, and it's like, dude, I haven't even left the ring yet. He's like, "What
Yeah.
are you doing?" So, like, I mean, I hope that's the feud. And like I said, you got to have, unfortunately, for Sheamus, I think you got to have Jeff Hardy go over, and then Jeff Hardy's got to challenge the Fiend.
That would be cool.
That's the
That
way
would
I
be cool.
would book it.
Especially now that you mentioned that we got another video packages about Jeff Hardy, his story, and this one was kind of like the one showcasing or talking about like the demons, the drug
Mhm.
abuse, the prosecution when it comes to him. He like the jail, all of that. He's like, well, I had to like mend my mistakes. I have to make them up. I
Yeah.
had to fix
And
everything
they
I
and they
done
even
wrong.
they showed a lot of videos of him, all the swantons off of steel cages, guardrails, wherever, jumping off of anything, 20 feet in the air. Like the Big Show said, one time they were on tour, he was just laying down on the seats in the bus. He looked like a mess, and they were like, "Are you good, bro?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm legit." But inside, they knew he was like, so.
Yeah.
They knew he was done, but he was abusing painkillers so much that he couldn't even get his pain medicine legally. He had to get it illegally. So, like you said, it was a mess. And that's the thing you got to give, Jeff Hardy and WWE and all these people credit, is at least they're acknowledging it. Which they have done this with Jeff Hardy in the past before. They've acknowledged his demons and stuff. They've played the storylines off it. We know that with CM Punk and all that stuff, but you got to give them credit for at least acknowledging the real world, because we always complain that they don't do that often enough.
Oh yeah, it was good. So like next week we'll get the comeback. That's what it is, or the redemption. That's what it is. The redemption of Jeff Hardy. So we'll see that. And now Jean Paul first Money in the Bank qualifying match. Naomi against Dana Brooke. A lot of people will say surprising winner on this. Dana Brooke gets the win. She advances to the Money in the Bank ladder match. To me, she deserves a chance based on one thing. She's been trying to improve. I don't want to say Batista is part of it. I
Oh,
still
that's what I was gonna say. So you're not saying Dave Batista?
But like, I mean, I've heard a lot of reports that like she's been the one that like when not right now because it's performance center, but before when they were going shows and everything, she's been the one helping out to set up the ring. She stays like after the show is over, she keeps get the ring down, like everything. So and I feel that like I don't want to say she's the best athlete, but at least it's different. You know,
Oh,
because
this
it's the
is
same
okay. Yeah,
women.
if I'm being 100% honest, you can't take anything away from Dana Brooks' enthusiasm. She's very enthusiastic, as like she wants to get better. She wants to learn. Like she's not just here like, oh, I'm attractive, I'm blonde, I'll get by on that. No, she wants to be a good wrestler. She wants to. Not saying she'll ever become one or that she is. That's up to you and your opinion. All I'm saying is that she wants to do that.
She's
So you have,
trying.
yeah,
That's the thing.
she's
She's
trying. So you
trying. You
have
see
to,
the effort.
yeah, you have to applaud her for trying. And like you said, Naomi's had all these title opportunities. They even said on the show, Naomi was in two Money in the Bank ladder matches already. Dana Brooke was only in one. Give Dana Brooke another chance. You know what? She's one of those same things where it's like Naomi wins, Dana Brooke wins. Were any of them going to win the briefcase?
No.
Probably not. So
Yeah.
does it really matter who you put in? No. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
what I
Like,
mean. You
yeah,
know, give her a
so,
little bit of a,
hey,
hey, give her a
yeah,
nice payday. You know, that's all
exactly.
I gotta say on that. So good stuff, Jean Paul. Naomi gets to her knees up to block a splash, but Naomi then hears a rear view for a 2 count. Then Naomi misses the split-legged moonsault, and then Dana Brooke roll her up, and then she gets the win. Very simple. I would say not a bad match. Like you're saying, I see a little bit of improvement in Dana Brooke. She's not on the league, like Io, Tegan, Bianca,
Oh, yeah,
Shayna,
yeah, yeah.
but
Nowhere
maybe in
close,
the
but
level
she is
down,
getting, yeah, but she's
one
getting
level down,
slightly better. Yep.
Dana Brooke, and then she is the first one to advance to the girls' Money in the Bank on the SmackDown side. Jean
Mm.
Paul, this is probably the best story that we got on SmackDown Live. Sonya Deville is going to talk, is going to be able to clear the air up, is going to be able to fix the problem, the situation is going to be able to address Mandy Rose.
Yep.
So, Sonya comes out and she has like the microphone. She's like, Mandy, I've been calling you, I've been texting you, Facebook, Twitter. I've been watching Road Break to see if you're on.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what's
she,
going
yeah,
on,
yeah. She's like,
but
those
nothing's
guys are
coming. It's like,
legit.
please,
Please subscribe.
yeah, please subscribe to Road Break and everything. She's like, please, shave. Like I've seen that with Otis, with Juan, with Jean Paul. He's like, please come out. So before we can actually say anything, Mandy finally comes out, and then like she starts talking a complete shoot. It's like
Yep.
5 years we've been together. Hey, no one. I've spent more time than with you than anybody else from my family. It's like you are like Fire and Desire, Absolution, and like you and me on NXT and Toughen Up. It's like you and me know each other. Like there's no other person that knows me as well as you do. And
Mm.
it's like, and she's saying, but it's like you didn't leave me any more option. And then she says that like I lost all the respect for you when I saw that you like Otis. So to me, you're just a selfish bitch. You're just a selfish piece of crap. And it's like when and Mandy, like yeah, Mandy came out and she was like really, I will say, beautiful. And that's well, they sell that. That's how they sell Mandy. Like they use
Mm.
their beauty and everything.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Mandy's not gonna come out wearing sweatpants and a hoodie, like so. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? She's gonna come out wearing shorts, the tight shirt, and it's gonna be like,
yeah, it has to be good for the eye. So Sonya goes, "You're the most." Then her mood completely changes, and she says, "You're the most selfish human being she's ever met." Sonya realized when Mandy got with Otis that Fire and Desire was all about Mandy and not Sonya. Then Deville went on a rant about sharing camera time with the Golden Goddess. If they would have gone along with the plan for Fire and Desire, then things would have been different. She would have helped. She helped Dolph Ziggler get with Mandy, so Ziggler will help them out, stays together as a team. She said we would have won the titles at WrestleMania, but because of you, we didn't even have a match. So then Sonya says she feels so much better because all she wants to see is Mandy Rose hurt. It's like all the cards are on the line. That you might be pretty, Mandy, but you're nothing but a dime, a dozen bottle blonde who looks like you were made in some kind of lab. She said Mandy has no talent as Rose tried to look like her. She's like, oh,
yeah. I
really
mean, yeah,
simple.
that that
Really
that was
simple.
that was a legit line, that she said against her. Like, you look like you're, made in some factory, legit. And also, what she said, she's like, I come out to your theme music. Like
Yeah,
when we were Fire and Desire as a team, I'm coming out to your music.
yeah,
So, like we said, like obviously this is a work. They're still best friends. They're still legit. But like part of it was probably also a shoot. I'm sure there were some moments where she felt this way. She's like, nobody cares about me.
mm,
When they were Fire and Desire, like, oh, everybody's just like, oh, Mandy Rose, you're like the wolf from the old cartoons with the jaw hitting the table, and he's like, has to roll up his tongue back up. That's what it is with Mandy Rose, and it's like Sonya who? I mean, we
yeah,
don't feel that because we know Sonya is, she's not, super legit, but she's legit enough in the ring. She's not bad. And Mandy is another one who is, maybe not as enthusiastic as Dana Brooke, but Mandy's trying to get better and she's decent. So, but you just see Mandy's looks and you forget everything else. And, this is me speaking for the general public. So it's like, Sonya kind of gets forgotten. So this to me was a legit promo. And
Oh yeah, well,
I'm excited that they took this feud in that direction and they didn't just kind of, be like, oh, it's just Otis and Mandy, and then it's just, whatever. I'm glad that they took it, in this direction
oh yeah,
with
and then
Sonya.
of course, yeah, Dolph came out and then she's like, "Baby, baby, don't know, I'm sorry. This is not where it's supposed to be. Remember when we went on when we had dinner, everything what we felt it was real. It's like, tell me that you don't feel anything for me." And then Dolph tried to touch her, and Mandy goes, "Don't even touch me." It's like, "Don't touch me." And then Sonya right away starts banging at Mandy and everything. And then we get to see Otis come out. So that was a really cool moment. Otis is trying to save his girl and everything. So there's an interaction between Dolph and Otis. And at the end, Otis hit the caterpillar on him. That was really cool because like Mandy was like, "Come on, come on." He's like, "All right, baby, get it done, finish him." So that was really cool. And in the end, like Mandy and Otis, they still together. They was like, oh, they're the couple. And then Dolph Ziggler and Sonya, they had to retreat. And they're like, oh, this is not over yet. So you can see the feud, like you said, is going to keep going. It's probably
Yep,
going to be
and
a
I
tag
wouldn't
match.
be surprised. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised next week if we get a tag match.
Exactly. So, Mr. Egg, they aired also video package, something like Howard Finkel. We lost Howard Finkel yesterday. We addressed it on the show. So again, like our condolences or like all the love support for his family. We all grew up listening to Howard Finkel. So a little bit of us have died with him. So legit to see how like all the WWE universe acknowledged him and everything.
Mm.
That was really
Oh,
pretty cool.
definitely,
Like
definitely.
he was a great a ring announcer. Probably the one that has most WrestleMania appearances ever. So
Hmm.
that was really cool. So then we get a promo by The Miz, and he talk about how unfair this match is tonight. They're gonna have a triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and that's gonna main event in this show. And then we get a little bit of a promo of the Forgotten Sons. I already forgot that they aired that because like I don't really care for the Forgotten Sons a lot, and that's not my fault. It's kind of NXT's fault because
Yeah, I
again they did
mean,
not dominate
no.
NXT. So get it right.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I think for the Forgotten Sons, like I said, they're here on SmackDown. You're gonna add them to the tag team mix. You already had a legit tag team in Heavy Machinery. I already booked the perfect WrestleMania thing. What you could have done, you didn't do it. You split that perfectly good tag team up. You bring the Forgotten Sons, and I'm supposed to expect that they're gonna do anything on SmackDown. Not really.
no,
Sorry.
well, but like again, the one thing, Jean Paul, that they have to do to the Forgotten Sons is make sure that they're not forgotten. That's the only thing that they gotta do.
Then,
Make
then,
them
then,
relevant.
then to do that, I would have them immediately challenge, the tag team champion, the new, maybe spoiler, the new tag team champions after tonight, and then boom, give them the belts, do something, make them, be a shocker, like whoa,
That will be good. That will be
because
good.
you got to think, there's, because like I said, heavy machinery is done. There's really only three teams in this division and three teams in the main event. So whoever wins should be like, hey, open challenge to whoever because, we're the greatest team. We beat all the teams. Who's left? Boom, Forgotten Sons
Forgotten
show
Sons.
up. They show up. They beat whoever's the champ. 1, 2, 3. And then we have new SmackDown tag champs.
See
So,
that will be the route that I will go on that. So now we're gonna get the second Money in the Bank qualifying match. This time it's on the men's side. Daniel Bryan going against Antonio Cesaro. That was like a legit match. They let him go at least. At least they went. But Cesaro dominates 90% of the match. But in the end, unfortunately, Daniel Bryan wins. And if I hear unfortunately, just because the guy Cesaro is so legit athlete, such a good performance today. He was able to counter all Daniel Bryan's offense. He was able to make Daniel Bryan a little bit of like to me not as great, but yet yes, luck and done. But John Paul, before that, we get a glitch that took over, and then the mystery hacker shows up again, and then we'll get to see the same message. We'll hear the truth, or the truth will be heard. So then they show a lot of clips of like a lot of the WWE SmackDown superstars. They saw a lot of things. So we'll see what happens with that. He said, and then he said, some keep their friends close, others keeps their enemies closer. and then kind of like they come on commercial and everything. So now I don't know what this guy is gonna do. I don't know what the situation is gonna be with him, but it's very interesting. A lot of rumors are pointing at Mustafa Ali just because of like how Mustafa uses like the has like the gold circle.
I would say it's definitely him. How he had that like it's like the dots in like
Yes.
the circle that light up.
Yep.
You see that a lot with this hacker. It's to me as at least 90%. I would say almost I would say 90%. I'm sure that it's him because it's like who else is missing? Is it Chad Gable? No.
No.
But the only other person who's missing is Ali, really, from SmackDown. So it's him, and it's good to see that he's getting a new gimmick because he was way too good to just be forgotten, to just be thrown in catering. And he's just keep your friends close. Your enemies closer. Like I said, you got to do the Miz and Morrison at some point. They hinted at that, saying that Morrison is the workhorse of the team. The Miz is just old and slow, and all he's worried about is his reality TV show, and it's Morrison carrying the team. So that could be a hint at the friends close, enemies closer thing. It's really interesting. Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Dolph Ziggler, that whole storyline, that line also, coincides with that storyline as well. So there's lots of good stuff from this mystery hacker.
It
He's
is.
all
It is.
over
That's
the
what I mean. That was the best part of the show. But like you will say like at least this time they gave Cesaro and Daniel Bryan more time so they could put on
Mhm.
a good match.
Oh yeah.
I feel that like they did a good job. Even Cesaro had a lot of like I said, a lot of times and a lot of like as like sequences of the match he seemed
Yeah,
like he was
to
gonna win.
me, it's honestly like I saw this match and I knew Daniel Bryan was gonna win, and I'm a big Daniel Bryan fan, but to me the wins have just been ever since he lost to the Fiend. I feel like that like knocked Daniel Bryan down a bunch of pegs. Like he is like cemented in the mid card now, and it's a shame because when I see Bryan, I don't get excited. Those matches with the Fiend, the strap match, everything that happened beforehand, leading up in their feud, was so legit. And then he lost, and he had the match with Gulak, which was a good match. But then the match at WrestleMania to me was a letdown, and all this stuff. I'm just like Daniel Bryan. I don't get excited when I see him anymore. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, yes. But I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't care. And then he's like, you put him with Gulak, and you kind of treat Gulak like a moron, like an idiot, like a joke. So it's like, okay, whatever. Nakamura, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, all those guys are treated like a joke. It's like these guys are all jokes, but they're five of the most legit guys that you have employed.
You should
So
use them, in feuds with each other,
yeah.
and then you'll have legit matches. But again, you rarely promote good wrestling. You care more about the soap opera aspect of it when
Mhm.
you should be more focused about them like match quality, ring ability, and all of that. So I agree with you. And see, Brian looks like that every time he wins. It's like, we knew. It's like, So Mr.
Exactly.
Egg
Yeah.
Bryan took Cesaro down into an armbar once again. Then Cesaro tried to hoist Bryan up again, but Bryan blocked it, and then he kicked Cesaro's arm before hitting the yes kicks. They continue, and Bryan tried for a yes lock, but Cesaro got loose and drilled Bryan with a clothesline. Then Bryan jumped off the top, Cesaro caught him, and then Bryan got into the yes lock once again. Nakamura tried to get in, but Gulak stopped him, and then Cesaro tap out. So Daniel Bryan is the first guy on the men's side, on the SmackDown men's side, that's going to qualify, that's qualifying for the Money in the Bank match, and we find out that Baron Corbin or King Corbin is going to go against Drew Gulak next week. So for another spot of the qualifying match in Money in the Bank, of course we think King Corbin is going to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't be surprised if that bald-headed clown Baron Corbin is in Money in the Bank again, because he's one of those guys who is he's not bad in the ring, he's not the worst on the mic, but if you're just going overall, he's awful. He's just awful. I'm sorry to say, but he's awful. The material that he's given to work with, god awful. And there's nothing you can do with it. If you give somebody crap, the only thing they can give you back is crap. They can't
Yeah,
give
it's
you
like
gold
how
from
do you
crap.
want? Yes, how do you
So
want this guy to give you like good stuff when you give him just crap? How do you
yeah,
want him to like
so
give you like
you know what I mean.
something
But
awesome?
he's always crappy. But he's always in the main. He's always near the main event. He'll be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and it's like,
Politics,
why?
Mr. Egg. Politics.
You lose
Politics.
to Roman Reigns in a feud for like 8 months.
Yes.
You get dog food dumped on you, all this other garbage. You lose to that. You lose to freaking Elias at WrestleMania. and you're probably going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah,
You're even in a match to qualify. You shouldn't even be in one. Jeff Hardy probably won't even be in this match. Hopefully, because he's in a feud with Sheamus, and they get a one-on-one match at Money in the Bank. That would be legit. But it's like, this is a guy who should be in Money in the Bank because he beat Corbin. I'm pretty sure it was Corbin who he beat on his return.
In 2 seconds. It was just, it was just the twist of fate and then the swanton and done.
Yeah, but he's probably not even going to get a match to qualify. So I'm like, who's booking this?
Well, like Mr. Bruce Pritchard, I'm sorry about the things, you need to focus on doing things a little bit better on that. And Elias was like, we're going to get a concert. And in this one, I got to thank Corbin because at least I'm tired of those concerts. It's always awful. It's always cringy. And Baron Corbin beat the living crap out of Elias. Like, he beat him with everything backstage. And then he beat him with, like, the scepter. He got the scepter. He beat him with that. And also, like, he was stepping on one of his hands. And then, like, pretty much Elias is done. And then, oh, yeah, you've forgotten something. Your guitar. Boom.
That was legit. That was legit when he crushed
that was a little better. At least I still remember, like, when they will do the guitar thing on the head. That will be a little better, but that's all we got.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was just watching Dark Side of the Ring, and I'm not plugging it in, but like I watched the Fabulous Moolah, and I just see Jeff Jarrett like beating.
Oh, Jeff Jarrett was always legit with the guitar shots, especially like in the TNA and all that stuff. Every guitar was. Or you want to see legit guitar shots? Watch New Jack. When New Jack would come in with the garbage can, and he'd have the guitar. They filled the guitar with like baby powder.
Yeah.
When they hit it, it would explode and it would be all over the place. Like, look that up, New Jack guitar shot, and have yourself a laugh.
It will be, that used to be great. So, Mr. Main event time, The Miz goes against Big E and against Jey Uso, SmackDown Tag Team title match. This stuff, I don't know what to tell you. They gave him, what, like 5-6 minutes for this?
Yeah, when I look, you know what I mean? Like I said, the show's going on, and you're like, you almost forget. You're like, oh, I wonder what the main event's going to be. Maybe it'll be a Firefly Funhouse. Maybe it'll be this. And you're like, oh, wait. It's supposed to be that triple threat match. Miz. Miz is kind of bullshit. Jimmy or Jay. Again, I'm sorry, Usos, you're legit, but I still can't tell you apart. Jimmy or Jay. Okay. They're legit. Big E. Big E's always good for a laugh. But those three factors combined, it's like, how good of a match are you really going to get? Probably not that good a one, especially when it's on SmackDown Live free TV. They give you 5 minutes and you get the result that you'd expect.
Yep, and also like the winner that you didn't want. So
that's what I mean. That you get the result.
For the 8th time, the New Day is the SmackDown champions. Why? I don't understand that. And you know what? It was more cringy for me. They had the live reactions of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. That was to me terrible because
as soon as Kofi came on, I maybe listened to maybe 10 seconds of what he said, and then I was like, no, I'm good. I just turned the volume. I didn't mute it, but I turned the volume down. I started checking my phone, getting things ready before we're delivering to you, the most legit review on YouTube. But I was just getting things ready and checked before we started that because I'm like, I don't care. New Day, like I said, they're tag champs, and it's like, oh, we're legit. This and that. First off, Morrison won the match at WrestleMania. It should be done.
Yeah.
That's like saying, like, how many times you got to keep making excuses? Like, they won at Money in the Bank. That should have been, or not Money in the Bank, excuse me. They won at Elimination Chamber. That should have been good enough. Then they had to defend at WrestleMania. They won again.
It's like you at some point they're going to lose. At some point you're going to.
Like, how many times you got to make these guys, go against these, the same teams? It's like, dude, like, really? Mm-hmm. If anything, I would have had the Miz win. Then you could have had them come out next Friday. Oh, we're legit. Miz and Morrison. What? Miz and Morrison. Forgotten Sons beat the hell out of them. Then next Friday, you book a match. Boom, Forgotten Sons win. That's how I would have did it.
And then you get new champions. That sounds much better than the New Day again.
Yeah, because then you make the Forgotten Sons. People will be like, huh? The people will be like, what? Like, who are these guys? Like, what? They come out of nowhere. It's like New Day wins 8 times. The only people who are excited are the New Day fans. The 10-year-old kids wearing the pancake t-shirt. Oh my God! They're the only ones who care. If a team wins for 8 times, how many times can you care? You don't. No. You go, like, any there's no adult out there who was losing their mind. You know, like I said, every adult wrestling fan, even probably most kids are like, okay, the New Day already won. Like, why do I get excited? Okay.
Why do I have to see this again? So
Yeah.
let's get you through the match. Jay almost get a pinfall on Big E after nailing him both E and the Miz with super kicks. That's pretty Uso. Then Miz almost stole one of it with a roll up on Jay. Then the Miz rolled through and tried for the figure four, but Jen got out. Then the Miz hit the skull crushing finale. Then Jay kicked out of it. See, that's you're killing the Miz's finisher. And then Big E hit the big
It's a
ending and got the win.
bullshit finisher anyway.
Well, but you know what
I
I mean. It's like don't
yeah,
kill finishers. Don't just do
but
it. You know.
yeah, but I mean, like I said, look what we see in AEW: two crossroads, kick out,
Well, that's even worse.
skull
That's even
crushing,
worse.
skull crushing finale, which is essentially a front, like a Russian leg sweep, but like to the front. You know, that's like that's not a finishing move. That's like a setup. That's like what I mean. That's the second move that you do in a match. So to me, it was never the skull crushing finale was never a legit finisher. But I mean, Big E wins. Like I said, do we care?
No,
No.
and also like he was really cringy throwing himself on the floor. He kept rolling and rolling,
Yep. And
and
then
then
we
the
get
show goes
Kofi.
off the air like
Yeah, we get Kofi, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, Howard Finkel, the new, SmackDown Tag Team Champs. It's your boys, the New Day." It's like, shut
no,
up, dude.
no, it
Shut up.
doesn't make any sense. So at least like I said, the middle of the show was a little better. Did we get a really bad show? I wouldn't say that. Like I would say if you would not done this, I would have been, much better. I would have been in much better spirits when it comes to like the whole show as a whole, and maybe a little better than the moment of bliss. That's what I will got to say.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing good with Moment of Bliss is like I like how the Fiend gave Bray Wyatt. I mean, I'm sorry, I like how the Fiend gave Braun Strowman his mask. I like how he gave Braun, the black sheep mask. That was legit. The thing with Sheamus calling out Jeff Hardy was legit. The Jeff Hardy video package was also legit. And, Bailey, Lacey Evans, all this build for Money in the Bank is good. Daniel Bryan, not the choice we wanted, but when Daniel Bryan's asked to go, he can be legit. So there was some good things, like you said, on this show. It wasn't the worst show, but I would say the last week was probably a little bit better, but this week, it really wasn't bad.
Yes, exactly. So this pretty much sums up the show for you, family. Thank you so very much for watching. Again, Mark Gargazo, thank you so very much. And to every single one of you, we have a few surprises this weekend, so please stay tuned. And also, like again, please stay safe. Wash your hands. And Jean Paul, always where they can find us.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like I said, we had there wasn't as many releases. It wasn't as black of a Friday or a Saturday as it was a Friday. There wasn't a lot of really releases today. So we want to thank all the powers that be that a lot of people think kept their jobs today. There wasn't more releases. But on all of our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like I said, you can follow us all there. We have all the updates on any of this stuff that's going to keep happening. And, just pretty much, and, how wrestling's going to, move on forward from here. Are things going to go back to normal soon? You hear that they're pushing for the country to kind of open back up, but we don't know. But once we do, if you follow us on social media, you'll know as well.
That is pretty true. We had a really great stuff on the Instagram. Remember a shirt that like Heath Slater just put out. I got fired, so please
Yep.
help him out. Buy that. Like we're all be getting it out because it's just funny. It's just a great stuff. So Jean Paul Egg, I think you and me have one more thing left to say, and that is, charge it up.